We are so excited to talk to you guys about the Divinely Expressed Woman Retreat that we are co-hosting in Costa Rica this summer.
Also, I want to quickly have us introduce ourselves.
Oh, who are we?
Some of our people will know one of us and not the other, and some people in the world will have never seen either of us before in their lives. So quick introduction. I'm Casey Carden. I am a business and leadership coach based in New York City and Nashville. And I also am the creator of a workshop called Chakralesque, which is a mix of energy work, burlesque inspired movement intended to ignite and balance all of these amazing energy centers in our bodies. And it's a fun way to get in touch with your expression and your body, your mind, and your spirit in a little different way. So a couple of different things that I do.
Amazing. My name's Carrie Wren. I am a life coach and a yoga teacher and teacher of yoga teachers, and have been leading retreats for several years. And in fact, this will be the fifth retreat that I've led at Blue Osa in Costa Rica. It kind of starts to feel like a second home, and it's actually my I think that this is true, really, my favorite place in the world so far.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. The question you asked before I sort of rerouted into some introductions, you said, what does divinely express me to you? Really, for me, it is letting your humanity and your spirit and your heart, your head, your heart, spirit, all of these things be of equal value and have an equal voice. So to me, it's that lack of second guessing. It's that lack of self-censoring, a lack of self-judgment. You know, it doesn't mean that you aren't careful and responsible with your words and making sure that they have the impact that you want to have in the world. But just being free to express your needs and free to express your joy and your heart, and free to connect with people without being afraid of them. You know, we live in a world where so many of us are afraid of other people or afraid of making fools of ourselves. And divine expression just kind of takes all the weight and judgment out of that, in my experience.
Beautifully said.
To you.
Yeah. So, divinely expressed woman. To me, what comes to mind is the beauty and the sacredness of all of us in all of our mess, like being whole and complete already, without having to be perfect or get it right. And yeah, also there's an element of like connecting with nature. We are going to be on the beach, which is also beside of the jungle, which is also dotted with mountains and waterfalls. And so having that experience, like surrounded with a community of women, and the beauty of what nature is.
I love
Yeah.
I really, out of what you just said, I got a lot out of remembering that divine expression doesn't always mean in the act of expressing. There's a lot of being willing to pause and listen and take things in and
Yeah.
really connected and, in your power and letting other things be expressed to you.
Yeah. So, and the power of the pause, as you just said. So some people in this retreat will get that experience of rejuvenation through being in a hammock for a lot of the time, walking on the private beach and having their toes in the sand, or journaling or reading a book. And others will get that sense of connection and experience with themselves and each other through adventure. And I can kind of like, I swing both ways on that, but for instance, rappelling down the side of a waterfall in Costa Rica is a really, really great opportunity to be present and in the moment and just beyond all of the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, so different strokes for different folks.
Totally. I love, that's one of the things that I really love about how we've got this retreat set up is that there's definitely something for everybody. If you're a lay on the beach and just chill person, or if you're a rappel down a waterfall person, if you're both, we've got a little something for everybody. And I think we're going to create a really safe space for people to experiment with some of the ones that may not be their go-tos.
So we get to practice yoga, and the yoga is for all people in all sizes and shapes of bodies, and you do not have to be like an expert in yoga to participate.
I love that. And yeah, and having activities that are suitable for all sorts of levels of fitness or experience or comfort, you know.
So let's see, yoga, coaching as a group. What else? Chakra-lesque, which you described earlier, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to be a first-time Chakra-lesque participant.
Yes.
Excited.
That we're going to encourage you to adventure out of your comfort zone a little bit, but by no means are you going to be like forced down the waterfall or anything like that. That we really want you to be able to choose it for yourself, and choose what you get to actually decide what divine expression means to you. Just to have some playtime, like grown-up playtime, you know.
Playtime.
I love that. I think like as kids, we had so many places where we got to like experiment with what creativity and expression meant to us. And a lot of us kind of leave that behind if it's not the thing that's going to make us money or have us be known for something or have people tell us we're good at it. Mm-hmm. We often just totally abandon it, even if we enjoy it or love it.
Yeah. I heard you just say the N word, which is money. And sometimes money is a place where people can get stopped in having an experience like this. And I wonder, like from a coaching perspective, what might be your thoughts on that?
That is such a great place to look, and probably the number one thing that comes up when I talk to people about doing a retreat like this. The money conversation, yeah, it's often a really emotionally loaded conversation. It's often a subject that has been really strongly influenced by things in our upbringing or our background or experiences that we've had that have taught us certain lessons about here's what money is to me, or here's how I am about money. And a lot of times it's a very fear-based conversation. You know, I'm certainly not one to encourage people to go out and just recklessly like throw their money around without thought to what they actually value. But when you're consistently stopping yourself from doing things that really are meaningful and valuable and enhance your life, when money is the one thing that's always standing in the way of that, that says there's some fear, and there's probably a lot more possibility there than you are aware of when you're just kind of hiding out under the fear umbrella waiting for the storm to pass.
Yeah, it's really well said. And like also another piece of that is I've had conversations with a couple of people that are specifically interested in this retreat and are super uncomfortable with spending money on themselves. Like they'll spend money on their kids all day long, or like homes and vehicles and things like that, and like totally fine, absolutely fine. And like there just is a lot of maybe guilt or discomfort around spending on oneself. And like that's not unique or unusual or weird or yeah. It just has come up a few times.
Yeah. I think, there are several things we can say that would be universally applicable to pretty much anybody watching this, but it's often also like we have some deeply rooted individual conversations about money and about how it goes and what our patterns are with it, or where we stop. Like, yeah, is it your kids? Is it because you have this conversation about what you deserve or don't deserve in your life? Whatever it is, there's a different, everybody has their own little special flavor of this and their own version. So one thing that I will say to any of you watching this is, if there's something about this retreat that's really drawing you in and really interesting or intriguing or attractive to you, and you immediately are like, I could never afford it, or I don't have the money, or absolutely not, have a conversation with us about it. This could be, that's the amazing thing, is something like this, a retreat, or working with a coach, or whatever the valuable thing you see in the world is, that could very well be the thing that's the catalyst for you to shift your money story forever and to really have a big breakthrough around it. So I'm in this work for, the transformation. I am in this work to change lives. I am in this work to make a difference for people. So if you having a conversation with one of us about why money is in the way and what you are willing to shift and take on around it is going to change your life in some way, I'm totally excited and game to have that conversation with you. So
That's amazing.
Curious about what that means for you, and if you're curious about what else might be possible past the point where you might automatically stop in this conversation, please reach out to one or both of us and let's talk.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have like nothing that I can possibly add to that. That's spot on. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for thanks for doing this stuff, being a coach and leading retreats and changing lives.
I am so excited to be doing this with you, of all people. This is magic. This is pure magic, you guys. So
good. It's gonna be so good.
yeah.
Please reach out to us if you have questions about anything, things that we talked about here, things that we did not talk about here. Just give us a message and we're happy to address anything. Any final words of wisdom, Ms. Cardin?
I think one quick recap of the location and everything. It's in Costa Rica. It is July 27th through August 3rd, 2019. We still have several spots open. However, we are actively filling them, as we speak, and we have people registering, and there are a limited number of spots. We have room for, I don't know, something like 15 people or something like that at this point, total. So if this is something for you, this isn't something to keep waiting and waiting and waiting and then try to register, on July 24th.
Wouldn't that be the worst? Like you really want to go and you made the decision and you've committed to it, and then it's like, oh, well, sorry.
Yeah, we want you there, and there are only so many spots. So we'll post a link on this video where you can go and actually register and save your spot. You can put down a deposit or you can pay in full, or we'll have some payment options for you so you can kind of create something that works for you. We can create something with you. But yeah, we really want you here and want you to jump on it before the spots are full. So that's the other thing I would put in.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would love to have you, and Pura Vida.